Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager, and I'm into week 36 of the competition. And it is now the beginning of Season 3. It's January 1st, and while I've been doing a lot of mashup episodes lately, this one will only be a partial mashup. For the most part, we're going to run straight through on this one. I'm going to have to start mixing it up a little bit as my schedule is getting busy. Plus, we've made it to my goal, my target. It is Season 3, and we've made it there in a relatively small number of episodes, which was my initial goal. So late last season, we reached level 15, but we are moving on to a brand new team with the Education First Draft Pack Cannondale team. So the American team that we're now going to spend the next 2 seasons, if not longer, with. So we are into preseason. I need to set my season objectives. And then, of course, we have our schedule to change for the first 3 months. Coming into Season 3, I have 9 career victories. I had 6 victories down on the lowest continental level in Season 1. I had 3 victories last season in the Pro Continental level. And in that level, late in the season, I started making major ground where I was competing at a much higher level, and that did boost my score quite a bit. So even though I had more wins in Season 1, super prestige-wise, I scored 263 points, which was good enough for 233rd place among riders around the world. And then in the 2019, with the UHC team, I scored 878 points. The bulk of those, at least 75% of those points, were down the stretch late in the season. A lot of top 5s in bigger races against tougher riders, and that was good enough for 45th. So I've already cracked the top 50 at just 20 years old. Now at 21, we're going to take on the world at the World Tour level. And just at the end of the year, I unlocked Category 3, so there are going to be tougher races. I will be competing in some of the World Tour races, and then I should be more dominant on those occasional Pro Continental races that I'll be competing in from time to time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the early schedule first, see what's up. Alright, so it looks like I'm already scheduled for my first World Tour race, which is going to be the Santos Tour Down Under, so the Australian race. They get the season started off right. So we're going to set the Catalonia as our first fitness peak because it's way too early in the year for the Australian and Mallorca races to peak that early on. So we're going to go with low so that I'm not peaking very early. Now, looking further into the schedule, we'll come back to that. Let's get out of March and see just what I'm scheduled for, not what's really available. Oromundi might be a good one to target there, or California. Yeah, Amgen Tour of California. That's later in that session, and as an American on an American team, I think that's going to be a good one. And it's actually moved up to a World Tour race now. So it was just Pro Continental until, I believe, last year or this year. So Amgen Tour of California. And the USA Championships aren't long after that, I think. Yeah, see, big objective for the team. Let's see, where's that time frame? Compared. It's hard to tell you. Big races. I don't see the Oh, because they're not up yet. Should do California there and this one. Yeah, there's Dauphiné. Tour de Suisse. Ooh, we're scheduled for that one. Österreich. We did well there last year. I believe that's where I got 2 of my wins. Did I win that overall? No, Michael Woods won that. I was 20th. Maybe I won the Mountain Climbers jersey on that one. There's those USA Championships. So July 1st. Tour de France. I will not be participating this year unless I'm doing fantastic early on, because that's tier 5. I've just only unlocked tier 3 at this point. I'd like to peak somewhere before that, not long before that, for this last part, so that way I'm on my way up for the championships. Oh boy. You see my tiredness going like that already? Jeez, why? Our tiredness is already going to be above 50% in just a few weeks. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. I think I might need. We'll go with a break here. Medium here. Easy there. And we'll see where we're at as we head into February. So that's worrying. I'm going to monitor that a lot closer this season, as I do not want to go through the tiredness issues that I had last year. I'd rather not be on my fitness peak than suffer from the tiredness. As this is a bonus. This is a huge penalty that makes me suck horribly bad. All right, well, that's the initial preseason stuff. I think this is a great spot to go ahead and make a cut. Let's get into that first race. I'll see you in the Santos Tour Down Under, stage number 2. Stage 1 is just a sprint stage, so I'll see you on the second stage. It's the day of the first stage. I'll still get going with stage 2 here in a moment. But first, quick look at the team and its current makeup as we are now in the 2020 season. So things have changed a bit since the real life 2 seasons ago. So the team itself, it's hard to look at attributes right now as only a few riders are anywhere near any kind of fitness peak and not suffering any kind of penalties. But looking at end of contract and who's going to be joining me on the Santos Tour Down Under, you can see that I am by far the highest ranked team member here. So there's a good chance that I will be classified as leader. Also looking at the age, team is quite young. I'm the youngest on, or quite old really. I'm the youngest on the team, and only a few other younger riders, and none of them particularly strong. Hugh Carthy and Dan McClay about the only exceptions to that. But looking at those averages, I'm third best on the team. So I should actually get a lot of opportunities to be team leader this year in some of the lesser races. We've got Nicky Terpstra, who is a great rider, but very clearly a specialist, particularly the Northern Classics. So Terpstra is going to be going for a lot of the cobble races, a lot of the one-day classics, especially the hilly ones. That's going to be his domain. So when it comes to stage racing, Rigoberto Urán, who's the natural team leader now for that, I'm next in line behind him. So while he might be going for a couple Grand Tours, leading the team out, there's a chance that maybe by the end of the year, if I qualify for the La Vuelta, the Vuelta a España, I might be team leader once we get there. That is entirely plausible, as they might have me go for, like, say, young rider jersey or something in that race. The only other one who's a 77 besides myself, Pierre Rolland, who is a great climber in his own right, but does not have the other attributes. So he would be a great ally on stages, but otherwise is not in a great position to win a whole lot of races. We do have Michael Woods, who is strong in a number of situations as well. So there's definitely some good support riders, and some guys that have been going up against in these last couple seasons, like Michael Woods, Jesus Harada. I've been seeing them pretty often amongst myself at the top of the leaderboard. Other guys that are going to be helpful for me, Hugh Carthy, Joe Dombrowski, Koenig, Luke Rowe has come over from Team Sky. There's Warbase, Winter Anacona, and then following me from my previous team, we have Nathan Brown has come over, as well as Dan Eaton. So we've got 3 riders that were last season on the UHC team, now with EF Education First. So on to stage 2. And the team objective is quite clear. Every last one of us, Baradur, they are looking for a stage win via the breakaway. Couldn't be clearer based on the team strategy. Yes, I've got the 101 number, but there is no actual team leader here on this one. In fact, the normal field general seems to be getting the nod, as Luke Rowe was given out a couple orders. He's been in the breakaway for both of these first 2 stages, but I am joining him today. So we've got 2 riders in the breakaway group. There are 6 of us away, and it looks like there are 6 more coming that are trying to bridge the gap. I have no idea who is in that group. Let's see, Van Mark, Niels Pollitt, Sepulveda, let's see, Vachon. Oop, I just got left behind, really? Oh, they attacked for the sprint point. Yeah, I don't care about the sprint point. I'm really just trying to match up to team tactics. Alright, finally the pace has slowed. We've been pushing for quite a while. It looks like we are waiting for the other 6 to catch up at this point, which is good for me because my stamina is awful. Race day condition is a -2, but with the fitness level at just 67, we see huge negatives. I'm very much in the red right now compared to my normal attributes. Stage 1, I did manage to get in on the same time as the main group, but that was barely. And I actually had a +1 race day condition, which negated most of these negatives and left me with a minor positive. Alright, so we now have a breakaway group of 12 riders, 2.5 minutes ahead, and hopefully this will give me a time to recover. My objective, personal objective on the day, is be in the breakaway group for 120 kilometers. We are about a fifth of the way there at this point, and we just picked up the pace again. Why so fast? No, no, no. Why so slow? Slow down. Alright, I'll see you back a little bit later in the stage. Hopefully I'm able to make my 120k mark, as I am struggling to keep up with these guys. Alright, so the pace was high and has been high throughout the stage. The peloton is chased pretty hard, and it forced the breakaway group to really keep the pace up, and I was literally just hanging on to the back of the group for the entire time, and literally 2k away from hitting the 75% marker, which would have gotten me the next level of evaluation. Literally 2k away from that, my stamina ran out, and I got dropped from the group, and as they're only a minute ahead, I got picked up almost immediately by the peloton. So that was here on this last little climb, and it looks like I'm about to be dropped from the peloton as well. So I will not be doing anything of note here on the Santos Tour Down Under, as my fitness level is just too low, and my stamina in the first place is going to be a real issue this year, as I have very low stamina to begin with at just 66, and there is an obvious difference, even more obvious than 2017. You started to notice that there was a step up in pace when it came to the peloton in the World Tour races over that of, say, Continental races. They definitely would race harder, but here the difference is quite large. So there is a massive difference between the World Tour races and, say, the Continental races in terms of the pace that the peloton is pushing. And so if you have low stamina like I do, you're in a world of hurt. So if I'm going to ever get competitive at this level, even though I've got a nice 77 average rating, I will have to bring up that stamina, which actually just came up a lot. Wow, I just missed that big crash. I'm going to have to raise this stamina at least into the 70s to start getting competitive at the World Tour level. This might be it for the World Tour, at least for the Santos Down Under, but maybe we'll check back in on, I think there's one more hilly stage here in this race, and if I'm lucky enough, there will be another chance for me in the breakaway group, and maybe, just maybe, my race day condition will be a bit better in that one. See you in a moment. Quick look in on stage number 3, and just to see kind of what it is that I'm working with here at the beginning of the season after making the move to EF Education. So race day condition is a 0 right now, but because of that low fitness, you can see that even though it's at 0, I'm carrying still lots of negatives, not as bad as it was in that last stage, but even now my stamina is a -2. And here's where the team kind of stands on that, looking at my abilities, looking at the fact that I'm a young rider here. The entire team is given Barradur assignments, except for me. I'm set up as a teammate to work at the front of the group for 25k, so I'm just trying to get that in to earn some points and develop. In the past, you were able to change your development at any point during on the training screen. That's not an option anymore. I think I saw a way to change that when you level up. I'll have to look into that next time, because I would like to work on my stamina in particular. I'm not sure which setup I would need to work on, to make that happen the best, whether it's like, say, puncher or something. I don't know. You would think stage racer would be the best for working on your stamina, but it's clearly not, as my stamina is lagging way behind. And having looked at my projection, my career projection, which is a nice addition to the 2018 Pro Cycling Manager, the projection only puts me from like 70 to 74. So my stamina has been developing very slowly, and if I am going to be competing eventually for Grand Tours, it's not going to happen with my stamina this low, and it's not going to happen with my stamina at 70 to 74 either, because, like, say today, one bad day on race day condition and you're totally out of contention. I'm not going to be getting to the end of a lot of stages this season unless I can build that stamina up. So I'll see what I can do when I go to level up next time, which is going to be a long ways off because I just leveled up. But I need to focus on building my stamina for the long term.
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed.
I'll see you back here in a while. So here in stage 4, which, by the way, I promised that I was going to spend less time filming in order to get this episode put together because of my limited availability, especially today, on filming. So we're not just going to skip ahead to the best parts. There is going to be some filming here and there on less significant portions of races, but I'll try to provide at least a quality analysis of what's going on. Now here's a great example of what I'm talking about on the pace. So due to my low placement in the field, I was very much in the back of the peloton here at the start of the stage. Now, from the very beginning of the stage, I've been trying to get to the front because my role today, again, is teammate while everybody else is Barrador. So I need to get to the front and lead the peloton. Now, on an 81, I'm just now getting to the front. I mean, we've raced a good 30 kilometers, and I've just now made it through the peloton. And you can see just how tired I am trying to get through to the front here. And Team Katusha is laying down a pretty heavy pace right now that has made it so difficult to find my way through the peloton. So that's just that clear example of how different it is from that continental level to here. Because in that continental level, if you wanted to get to the front, you could get to the front in just a handful of kilometers, even on a tight road. But the pace is just so high here, and everybody's fighting for the wheel. I still haven't even gotten on the front, and I'm still set at an 83, and my heart rate is staying up even though I'm no longer moving forward. And at an 83, I'm still not even in the scheme of who's actually going to lead us out, as Urshov, who had been on the front, just moved ahead of me. Funny thing was, I actually had small hope of being given the job of going off the front, and I was hoping to lead the way over this climb, and it looks like I actually am going to. So it looks like I'm going to get my shot here and pick up these points, and I'm going to attack just a little bit here. I want the points.
Look out, he's breaking away.
I'm 11 seconds off the front right now, but I'm getting my 1 kilometer, and I picked up some mountain points. I don't know. Let's see. What was that climb worth? 10 points. So 10 points. I just moved myself into the top 3 of the mountain climber standings, and I'm still off the front. I don't need to be off the front. I don't want to be off the front. It's not my objective for the day. I'm not going anywhere with that. And those sprint points aren't going to help me at all. There's way too many sprint points out there. So I'm going to ease off. Ride easy until they catch me. They don't seem to want to catch me, but I don't want to break away. Let's try to get that heart rate down so I can actually recover a bit. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate
Now,
the fact that
I
there
need
is a
to
breakaway,
lead
given that the pack has increased
off
its
the
speed.
front. So let's see, a 70 seems to be okay. 65, still leading off the front. Am I going to get credit for it though? Yes, I am. Okay.
Attack from a rider.
Because my manager is not going to be happy if I'm not leading off the front. So for now, as long as I'm actually getting that chance to be off the front, I will keep up whatever that pace is necessary to collect some Ks off the front. Hopefully somebody brings some water along soon, as everybody but Richizi has nothing. There's 25%. So at least get some
Uh-oh, the gap
evaluation
is
on
wide, and
that.
it's now more than 2 minutes. The peloton seems content to let it grow.
These are the second and third riders out. Yeah.
There's a sustained rhythm at
Here's
the
that
moment.
need for
Some
water.
riders definitely won't be able to keep
Nobody
up.
seems to be going for it, and I can't order anyone to do it. I really don't want to go back unless I absolutely have to. These guys need water, so somebody's going to go for it soon. Ooh, there we go. 71's enough to go off the front. Almost halfway to my mark. Okay, but this is a great example because it used to be that, like in the Continental races, about a 63
Pack is beginning to
was
come
enough
lead.
early on to be totally up front by yourself without even taking turns. Some races, it might take a 65 or a 66, or like this. This would be about the most difficult. Now, earlier, I couldn't even get to the front of the peloton on an 83, as we were definitely giving chase to the breakaway group, and eventually, as you saw, caught the breakaway group. Right now, it seems we're committed to letting these few riders get away, which is actually giving me that chance. It's only 3 riders. It's giving me that chance to hit my mark of 25K off the front.
We're into the second half of the race. The riders are going to be more and more on their guard.
And our pace just picked up a bit, dropping me back. Apparently I'm going to get water myself now because nobody else is... I'm the only teammate. Apparently it's my job today. I just defaulted to getting water. And nobody else seems to have taken up the task, so I'm collecting water for the team. And there we go. Task done. Back to the front. And how are we doing? Not quite to the mark yet, so I still want to lead some. I'd like to at least hit that 25 mark. The pace seems high enough now that I'm not going to get the bonus of like 32K, but I'd like to at least get that 4 more K. We're already catching up to these two guys. We're going to be down to a single rider off the front here in a moment. He's only 3 minutes ahead. Looks like an Astana rider. Okay, I'm able to slow the pace here. Alright, at 24K now. Pace has picked up again as we're trying to bring that one rider a little bit closer in. Who is it that's off the front? Wisniewski? Come on, I only have 1K to go. 1K to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't die, don't die. Recover some. Way too much pace at the moment. That was the last bit of a climb for the day. We're all downhill from here, so I should be recovering. Yes, good. Now, try to get to the front. I don't care if I don't finish with the group. I would just like to get... So, go, go, go. Push, push. See, it's a struggle just to lead. Like, I can't even get to the front. I'm on a 92.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Alright, we're over the top. Come on. Let's get to the front. Can you do it? Can you do it? 97. 99. This is a give it your all. There's only 10K to go. Breakaway's caught. I'm at a 99 and I can't even lead. I'm not good on the flat. I'm a 61. My stamina's not good. It's below 60 right now. Alright, well, that goal was not achieved. We are still with the group with 3K to go, but barely hanging on here.
There goes the sprint. The strong men are giving their all. The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group. That's just fantastic.
Pascal Ackerman. Cavendish is third. Gaviria is fifth. He won a stage earlier. Viviani did as well. Halverson's had a second place. Lawless is down at 13th. Rolantz is in 14th. Colbrelli is 18th. He nearly he nearly didn't make it on time in the first stage. He had a flat tire and ended up riding in on his own, just coming in over the time. Surprisingly, no Peter Sagan in the top 20. He is in this race. I think his best finish has been about 9th, so he must be, like myself, on very low fitness. All right, stage number 5. This is the hilly stage. You can see it's got a hill finish, and I have just gotten myself into the breakaway group. Why? Well, because I picked up those 10 points, and now they're looking at the mountain standings. So I've given myself the opportunity to try to finish in the top 50 for the stage. Wow. But they'll also be in the breakaway group for 50K in the final 100, and we've got 142 to go. So that's going to be the last 2/3 of this stage. Breschel and I have made it into the breakaway group. There are 7 of us now. There are 2 more off the front trying to join us. There we go, 9 riders together. We are still less than a minute away, so Peloton has not decided to let us go just yet. And it looks like I'm joined by Dillier, Simon Geschke, Van Mark, Lars Boom. So, number of big riders. And it's still just 48 seconds ahead, so the Peloton has not relented. They have not given up on us. They are still fighting on. Just about out to a minute, though. That's usually where they're going to let things go. Race day condition is a 0 today, so I've got more of a fighting chance. Of course, that fitness level still dropping me down a notch, but I don't have the massive negatives. There's a minute.
This is
Are
a
they going to
sustained
let us
rhythm at
go?
the moment. Some riders definitely won't be able to keep up.
Minute 5. I've helped push us out. Okay, gap's starting to open. Minute 45. We got safely above that minute mark, and Pack has let us go. Now out to over 2 minutes, and we're starting to slow our pace.
Now over 2 minutes.
Now, I'm still not getting any credit for this, so I don't want to do any more work than I need to, as I'm going to need to be in that final 100. We're at 119 now. We'll speed things along for a bit. Alright, we are inside the final 100K, so I need to be in for the next 50K and not get dropped. Also, if I'm going for the mountain climber standings, I'm going to need to try to collect points there on the Category 3 climb. 25% of the way towards our goal. We did get split there momentarily for that sprint point, but not a worry. We're picking up the pace. 25% of the way to the goal. Needs to slow this down a little bit as things are intensifying quite a bit here. 31K now. Brushel's shoulders are bobbing as bad as mine. But he's doing a little bit better than I am at this point. 75% of the goal. About 10K to go now, yeah. And it's on the flat. This sprint point could be dangerous, though. Others are going to attack it. And I'm going to be in the back here. That's not good. There we go. Hit my mark. 100% goal. And we also seem to have slowed down a little bit, which is good for me. Alright, so obviously the next target is to try to get the points on that Category 3 climb coming up, so staying alive long enough to get there for that. I'm going to stop working for the group. I want to just try to survive now. They've upped the pace. Geshka is not working either. Katusha's also got 2 riders like we do. So he's in his right. I'm in my right to not contribute to the pace when we each have a teammate here in the break. Leave 7 riders to do the work. It would allow me to recover, but I'm not. I'm not recovering. Pace is just too high for my low attributes. And here is the base of the climb. And the attacks are already coming.
The Entente in the escape group is far from cordial. There are a couple of riders who want
And
to
it's
go
Geshka
on.
already on the attack. No surprise that he's attacking. I am strong enough here to move towards the front, but I don't have the stamina to really get there. Lars Boom going off on his own.
The pack can't get strung out
I'm
too
pulling
far,
the rest
or
of the
it's going
group
to
at the
start breaking
moment.
up.
I don't want to pull the group. Okay, I'll attack just as hard as I can. Stamina's gone. And I'm getting dropped. Too weak for these guys. Figured I was. Climb shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I am overmatched at the moment at this level. I'm the last one to the top. Ooh, there's also the finish line. So we're going to get a repeat of that climb, and I'm supposed to be in the top 50 for the stage.
Looks
If I'm
like a
going to be
few
doing
riders
that,
in the back
I
are
need
beginning
to
stall.
really get some recovery going here. I'm
The
already
pack is
almost
increasing
caught
its
by
work
the
rate. Some
group.
teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Peloton just a few seconds behind, and here they come up on me now. I've got a chance to recover here. Only 83 riders left. There's 11 that might catch us, but they're over a minute back. But that's from the front of the peloton. I am starting to recover. We've got a downhill coming up that could help me recover. Pace. Oh, come on, come on. Down the hill. Down the hill. Hill's right here. This is my chance to recover, is down this hill. Come on, come on. Ooh, I do have... Yes, Williams. Thank you. All right, I am being shielded by Williams. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. That is allowing us to recover, so I will have a chance on this final climb. The 8 riders minus myself are still away. I think Geshka is the one who is off on his own, but just seconds ahead of them. And we've nearly caught them, so they're not going anywhere. This is actually good for me that I got dropped when I did, so that I can recover. Top 50, well, there's 90 of us competing for that. I've got to be in the upper half, and those around me are suffering pretty badly too. So the strength of my climbing may just yet get me there. We've got 5K to the summit, but we just now got under the 5K banner. I'm already in danger of getting dropped here. And I'm about to get dropped. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to go and move off the front. I can't mark him, apparently. Okay, I didn't want to lead the group, but now I'm in the attack mode, at least on the front. Everybody's going right by me. I had no stamina as it was already, so that's a lot more than 50 riders that are looking strong, but I'm getting back past a number of riders.
Well, nobody can dispute that win.
There's the top. That should be top 50. Oh, that's not the finish. 55! Oh, they don't like it when you're 51 or below. Just missed the top 50. No surprise with the condition that I was in and being in the breakaway. But 5 spots higher would have made such a difference in my evaluation after the race. Alright, well, I have made it to the end of time. There is a stage or 2 left to go, but obviously I am completely out of contention here. I did come in with low fitness and intentionally, so I wouldn't be suffering from too much fatigue early in the season. Again, I'm going to work on managing that fatigue a lot more this year by changing my training schedule throughout the season and not just going with the set one, as I would very much prefer to keep that fatigue down around the 30% mark and not have that getting to a point where it's affecting my performance. I came in alongside Simon Geshka, Danny Van Poppel, Niels Pollitt. We're all in the group that I came in with, and I did come in ahead of the group behind that. And in terms of my team, I was our highest finisher. Dylan Twains won the stage with Louis Minkes and Bob Youngles behind him. Well, that does it for this episode on Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.